Algebra 2, this is lesson 3.2 on solving systems of inequalities. If you will look at the first page of notes at number 3, it has two equations. One of them is the absolute value of y is less than or equal to 1, and it has a second equation that says x is greater than 2. In order to graph these, you need to treat them like they're equations. So if we had x equals 2, that would be a vertical line. So x is equal to 2 right here. Because it does not have equal, that means that this is a dashed line. And it says greater than, so that would mean we would need to shade over here. I would suggest that you shade with light colors until you get to your final answer. Then the absolute value one we need to break down into parts, because absolute value always has two equations. So one of those would be y is less than or equal to 1, or y is greater than or equal to negative 1, because when you multiply by negative, you have to reverse the inequality. So if we have y equals 1, that is a horizontal line at 1, but it says equal to, so this should be a solid line. And it says less than, so we would shade down here. You can tell at this point that we're overlapping in this region where the yellow and blue are overlapping. The other equation, y greater than or equal to negative 1, is again a horizontal line and a solid line because it has equal to at negative 1. And so greater than would mean to shade above that. So if you look carefully, and some of you may have an easier time to not do all the shading and just figure out where it's shaded afterwards. We're shading to the right of the vertical line, above the green line, below the blue line. So that means we're shading this area for our final answer. That page, that entire page is very similar to the second page, but the second page has an additional part, so I'll focus most of my attention on the second page. So let's look at the second page. Number 1 has three equations. Y is less than or equal to negative 3x plus 7. Y is less than 1/2 x. Y is greater than negative 2. So if we start with this equation, and I usually color code mine, you can tell that the slope is negative 3 and the y-intercept is 7. So that means we need to go up to 7 and put our starting point. And from there we're going to go down 3, right 1. Down 3, right 1. And because it has equal to, that makes this a solid line. You need to be very accurate with your graphs on these because you're going to be asked to find the points where they cross or intersect. This equation does not have the equal to, so it's just a dashed line. The slope is 1/2, and the y-intercept is 0. So we start at 0 on the y. A slope of 1/2 means to go up 1, right 2, up 1, right 2. Only this time it's a dashed line. Okay, let's go back to the first equation. I'm sorry. It says less than, so that means we should shade on the left side or the lower side. So this side should be shaded. When we use the dark gray for this one, it says less than, so it should be below this one. So far, we're overlapping in this region. Okay, then if we do this equation, y greater than negative 2, y equals 2 is a horizontal line at negative 2, but because it doesn't have equal, it's a dashed line. And greater than would mean to shade up. So if you look carefully, you have a triangle right here where the equations overlap. And the question says, or the assignment says, tell me the vertices, which are the points at the corners of this triangle. So this one is right 2, up 1, so we would name it 2, 1. This one is right 3, down 2, so that would be 3, negative 2. This one is left 2, down 2, so that would be negative 2, negative 2. Okay, the next problem has x is greater than negative 3, y is less than negative 1/3 x plus 3, and y is greater than x minus 1. So if you look at this first line, this is like an x equals, which is a vertical line. So it's a vertical line at negative 3, but because it doesn't have equal to, it's dashed. And greater than is going to mean to shade this way. Then this equation has a slope of negative 1/3 and a y-intercept of 3. Always start with the y-intercept, so go up to 3. Then a slope of negative 1/3 means to go down 1, right 3. Down 1, right 3. And again, this is a dashed line, not a solid line. And it says to shade less than, so that means we're going to shade this way. So right now we have a piece of pie in this area. In the last equation, the slope is 1 and the y-intercept is negative 1. So we go down to negative 1. And a slope of 1 means to go up 1, right 1, up 1, right 1, up 1, right 1. Or you can go down 1, left 1, down 1, left 1, down 1, left 1. It's also dashed because it does not have equal to. And it says to shade greater than, so then greater than would be above. And if you look carefully, you can see that there's a triangle in this area. What's your answer? And it's asking you for the vertices of the triangle. So this vertices is 1, 2, 3, up 2, so that's 3, 2. This vertices is left 3, up 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's negative 3, positive 4. This one is left 3, down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So negative 3, negative 4. On the next one, on number 3, I'm going to show you how to graph it or not shade each time. On number 3, the first equation is y is less than negative 1/2 x plus 3. So the slope is negative 1/2, and the y-intercept is 3. So you'll go up to 3. Negative 1/2 means down 1, right 2. Down 1, right 2. It does not have an equal to, so we dash the line. Okay, then the second equation has y is greater than 1/2 x plus 1. So the slope is 1/2, and the y-intercept is 1. So we go up to 1, and the slope is 1/2. That means up 1, right 2. Up 1, right 2. Up 1, right 2. Or down 1, left 2. And it does not have an equal to, so this one is also dashed. And the third equation is y is less than 3x plus 10. So the slope is 3, and the y-intercept is 10. Sometimes, when you have these, you do not have a tall enough graph. In this case, it's at the very top. And I don't know if I can get the marker to show up there. Okay. So a slope of 3 means to go up 3, right 1, or we can go down 3, left 1. Down 3, left 1. Down 3, left 1. Down 3, left 1. And you can draw how many of those it takes to satisfy you that that's the correct line. Then this line is dashed also because it does not have the equal to. Sorry about the less than straight lines. A lot of students think it's easier to see the triangle in the overlap without all the other shading. If this way is easier for you, I'm fine with you graphing them this way. But the final answer is actually these vertices. So this one is right 2, up 2, so that would be the point 2, 2. This one is left 2, up 1, 2, 3, 4. So left 2, up 4. Then this point is 1, 2, 3, 4, left, and down 1. Sometimes, if you'll notice, this point right here is not exactly there. If you're within a half of it, then I'm okay with you designating that, but be very careful in drawing your graphs and you won't have to battle that. You should be ready to do the 3.2 homework now.